All right, let's see how we can get this in. There we go. All right, special edition, Nation of Islam Archives, digging in the crates. Well, my brother Demetric Muhammad is in Baltimore. Yeah, get them hearts going. You ain't gotta wait. We ain't shown nothing yet, but we're here with you. But we'll give y'all a few minutes for the believers and any of our guests from around the world that would like to join this special edition with us tonight. We have had a good day at the mosque, but there's no meeting tonight, so we were actually digging in the crates doing the, Imam, glad that you on, brother. I found something for you. And I ain't even gonna say what it is, brother. I'm gonna wait till you come to Baltimore next weekend and share what I found in the crates. I was digging in the crates. I found something for you, my brother. All praise is due to Allah. Wa alaikum salam.
Wa alaikum salam.
Yeah. So anyway, we had a beautiful day here. Beautiful Jummah prayer service earlier today, and
beautiful cookbah.
Yeah, all praise is due to Allah, and we thank all of the believers and all of the Muslims that came out today, as this was Yom Jummah, or the day of Jummah, for the Muslims. I know in the Christian world they said it was Christmas Day, but the reality is for the Muslims it was also our day of congregational prayer. So we give thanks and praise to Allah that we were blessed to see another Friday to be able to come together and do that. Wa alaikum salam, brother Abel. Brother Abel is in the house, man. And for all of you that are on tonight, don't forget, all praise is due to Allah. Wa alaikum salam, my brother. Thank you so much for joining in. But I'm here with my brother Demetric, man. Just say something to the people. You in Baltimore. What you doing at number 6? What you doing in Baltimore this weekend?
Well, Brother Minister, I have to say I'm extremely delighted to be here with you and the believing community in Baltimore and all of our guests and friends. Such a historic city. For a long time, I've been a great admirer of your work, great respecter of your long journey as a young man, devoting himself to the cause of the liberation of our people and committing to be a helper of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. So it's a special delight for me to be here with you, and especially on the occasion for which we've been invited, which is to present our Defending Farrakhan presentations and to hopefully share with the believing community and the public some of what Allah has blessed us to compile and organize as really the armaments of argumentation to help vindicate the noble work in person of the Most Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. So we're happy to be here, and as a follower and a subscriber to N.O.I. Archives, and I'm up late at night and with you and watching Periscope, to actually be here with you while we do a Digging Through the Crates episode. It's an extreme pleasure.
All praises due to Allah. Well, brother Abel, save some of that eggnog for us too. The great Wakil Allah.
Wakil Allah, yes,
Assalamu alaikum. Nah, you one of the great ones too,
That's
brother.
Right. That's right.
We all great in this work in helping our beloved Minister Farrakhan spread the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. And so, brother Demetric, man, I appreciate that, man. But of course, you are you're a researcher. You're a historian too, and you are an integral part to the Nation of Islam historical research team for Minister Farrakhan, and just give us a backdrop to what that's been like, to help the minister, because you have to dig in them crates too. You got to dig, not just, I may dig in Muhammad Speaks for the reasons I dig in them crates, but you digging in many different types of crates to give the leverage that is needed to show the importance of what the work the Honorable Elijah Muhammad has done, as well as supporting the ministers in terms of what he's talking about in these days with historical facts. So tell us a little bit about that.
Well, yeah, Brother Minister, it's an extreme joy to be able to work with the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan directly to provide research support really for what Allah blesses him that we consider to be divine revelation. And so we always like to consider ourselves the help and the support, because really in truth research follows revelation,
Yes.
and not the other way around.
Come on.
You know, we are first and foremost believers, and we bear witness that Allah gives the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan directly that which we need and what he uses to feed an entire nation. And so it's always a blessing to be able to be guided and be instructed, because, you know, I tell people all the time, you know, in terms of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan's research team, he's the lead researcher.
Yes.
You know, but he's also the recipient of divine revelation, and I bear witness that wherever he points us to go, we go. Wherever he tells us to stay away from, we stay away from, even in the realm of research. And he's proven to be a great guide, a great inspiration, a great mentor, a man that always handles us with love, integrity, respect. And so he's a man that we are happy,
Yes.
you know, to defend and to help other people defend, because he's always defending us. He's always defending our people. And quite frankly, it's disturbing to me that so many of the prominent members of the black community who've been the beneficiaries of Minister Farrakhan's defense of them, him helping them to salvage their reputation whenever they've gotten into trouble with the establishment, the minister always comes to their aid. But whenever it's members of the Jewish community, the government, ill-informed black people, it's nary a one who's willing to stand up and say, no, you're wrong. Minister Farrakhan is a good man, and here's why. And so we want to help prepare a nation of people who are equipped with that ability to really do what any believing man or woman, regardless of your faith, your race, your class, your creed, or your color, we all as human beings have an obligation to speak the truth. And when a good man is being vilified and slandered, it's incumbent upon us to say, no, you're wrong. This is a good man, and these are the reasons why. So, you know, that's a little bit that I would share, and we'll share more tomorrow and Sunday.
Yeah. And be on standby tomorrow at 2 p.m. East Coast time. Brother Demetric is going to present his Defending Farrakhan workshop, giving us and arming us with the spiritual weaponry that we need to defend such a noble and great man. And so tomorrow, be on standby, because we're going to broadcast some of this live via Periscope tomorrow. We're not going to do the whole thing, but we're going to give you tidbits and bring you into the conversation, bring you into the room, so that hopefully you will invite Brother Demetric to your city so that you can get the whole presentation and enjoy that wisdom that he's able to share with us. And to all of my Muslim brothers and sisters that are watching us from Turkey tonight or have roots in Turkey, I know that you are saying you think you see the Turkish flag behind us. It's something like the Turkish flag, only that the crescent in our flag in the Nation of Islam is a new waxing crescent, and that is symbolizing that this is a new nation of Islam rising in the West, where on the Turkish flag, the crescent is waning. It's a crescent or a moon that is going out in its phase to start all over again. So you might say that this is symbolizing the continuation of freedom, justice, and equality of Islam from that part of the world into this part of the world in the Western Hemisphere, because this flag given to us by Master Fard Muhammad represents freedom, justice, and equality, and is showing that we are Muslims here in the West. So peace and assalamu alaikum to all of our Turkish brothers and sisters that are on the broadcast with us tonight. Now, Imam Nathari, I don't know if you caught that earlier, brother. I hope you're still watching. I found something for you, man. So when you come to deliver the first khutbah, inshallah, of 2016, next Friday, I got something for you to put in your archives from Nation of Islam archives. So look, brothers and sisters, I need you to do a few things for us. If you're loving our conversation, I always be holding out, don't you? That's what makes it good, though. That's what makes it good. But if you love what we're doing, I want to see them hearts. I want to see them hearts fly across that screen. If you love the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and Minister Farrakhan and the work that we are attempting to do from Nation of Islam Historical Research Department and research team, as well as Nation of Islam Archives, there is no separation. We're all one nation. We're all one army. And we're here to support and educate our nation in the best way that we can. So with that, I think we're going to get into a little something, my brother. I mean, I know. Don't y'all want to see something? We got something to show. All praise is due to Allah. Thank you. So what we'll do tonight is we were digging in the crates and we found a nice picture. And if you take a look at this April edition of Muhammad Speaks, we have here, I don't want to cover my brother all the way up, but we have Minister Farrakhan, Captain Youssef Shah. This is Secretary Maceo Haziz. This is Minister Louis Omar, who was of Brooklyn at that time. Minister Henry. This is Brother Minister James Najee's brother. And this is a first officer at that time, Clarence 7X, or Lieutenant Hussein Shabazz, who became a great imam under Imam W.D. Muhammad. May Allah have mercy on him. He soldiered out in San Francisco, as well as Cleveland, Ohio, and then eventually in the city of Newark, New Jersey. And so all praise is due to Allah. We just wanted to share that with you, But, at the end of the day, man, that's a strong soldier in the FOI right there.
That's right.
That's the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, lean and mean, standing there listening to the Honorable Elijah Muhammad or whoever they were listening to. Looked like FOI class.
That's right.
Kneeling down. Oh, there's the great student minister from Newark, New Jersey.
Brother Jackson.
Brother Jackson, man. All praise is due to Allah, man. We on this special edition of Digging in the Crates. I'm here with my brother, Demetric Muhammad. And you mentioned something. You mentioned about the minister he's the researcher. He's the chief researcher.
Yes.
But now he's also the chief defender.
That's right.
Of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. And he has taught us how to be defenders of this great man. And when you were saying that, how ironic do we have the minister in such a posture? I mean, look at the posture of the minister on that picture.
Wow.
I mean, he's just pointing and he's talking right to you on Periscope right now. We love the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and we're going to get this work done by the grace of Allah.
That's right.
So this should inspire us to soldier and work and defend such a noble and great man as the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Oh, by the way, this was a picture of the minister in 1974. He was addressing the Fish Task Force of the FOI in New York City. And you see some of the ministers. This is Minister Abdul Hakim, who was Minister George at that time. He's seated right there. And I think this is Abraham Bacha, who was our circulation manager of Muhammad Speaks, but also representative for Whiting H&G. There, he's an imam, retired imam now in Atlanta, Georgia. So all praise is due to Allah. So we dug in the crates on that.
Yes, sir.
And looking at that and respecting the minister's work. And so, brothers and sisters, it's very important, as always, that we control our narrative. And in many cities, we must take back our narrative.
That's right.
Because so many people have taken it, they have tarnished it, they have hijacked it, and they're not telling the story correctly. But you have two brothers here, and you have many others that are on the job to make sure that not only are we preserving our narrative, but now through these mediums like Periscope, we can get this narrative out. So what I need you to do right now, I need you to invite people in to this conversation. We have about maybe 6 or 7 minutes left. And so in this last 6 or 7 minutes of our broadcast, we want you to invite as many people into this conversation as you can tonight. To the Muslims, I hope you not still trying to unwrap gifts or do, I had to throw it in. No, certainly you wasn't doing that. But we want you to invite, there we go. Invite the people in. All praise is due to Allah. So, Brother Demetric, this modern technology, man. Just even 2 years ago, I didn't even imagine that we would be able to do this. I wasn't thinking like that. But one of the things that happened with me in Twitter is I wanted to see how could I be on Twitter? How could I help influence Twitter? And Brother Jesse Muhammad, our brother from Houston, Texas, big shout out to Brother Jesse. I put up my banner on Twitter. And he was like, look at the epic banner that the student minister Carlos put up, because it was a picture of the minister on the rostrum with the Honorable Elijah Muhammad looking on, and it hit me right there. I could share the archives on Twitter. So we did that by Allah's grace. But then here comes Periscope.
Yeah.
Did I help you get on Periscope? I think I tried
I would
to.
not be on Periscope if it was not for you.
Hey, Abel, how about you? Are you on Periscope now? No. A lot of people didn't know about it, but I know my brothers, like Brother Abel, yourself, you would use it properly, and we
Yeah,
would gain
yeah.
something. So how important are these platforms?
Well, I think that these platforms are very important because, again, they help us to use modern equipment to help the proverbial lion get out of the cage, if you will. It helps the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan to go directly, to bypass mainstream media. It helps the believers who have a testimony, as the Bible closes, saying that those who were the believers in God, one of the things that overcame the flood of the dragon was the word of their testimony. Wow. So now we can go directly to the public and we can share our testimony. We can share truth. And, you know, we've been taught for many years, Minister Carlos, that a certain time would come where we would have to teach Islam in 15-minute shifts.
That's right.
And so these kinds of platforms help us because, you know, we can bypass all of the blockers and the obstacles who were getting in the way of us coming directly into the hearts and minds of our people. And so I really thank Allah for all of those who are innovators in the world of science and technology who developed these platforms that really I am growing to believe and understand were created to help Allah's messenger in this day and time. That's what they were created for, in my humble view.
Yeah. And I wish I could pull it right now, but it's on my iPad, and we're streaming from my iPad, and I'll get it and lift it because the Honorable Elijah Muhammad talks about that in Theology of Time. And so I'll pull that, and you can use it in the way that you need to use it. Is that the Turkish flag? No, this is the flag of the Nation of Islam. It looks quite like the Turkish flag. I said earlier that our crescent on our flag is a new crescent or a new moon coming in, a waxing crescent, where on the Turkish flag, the crescent is waning, it's phasing out, going out in its cycle to start the cycle over. So this is an extension of freedom, justice, and equality in the West. And while I'm on that note, to all of those that are watching from Turkey or have roots in Turkey, let me see you. Yes. If you're from Turkey, just type and let us know that you're from Turkey, because I'm gonna share some history with you right now about our connection to you from the Nation of Islam in the West. In November of 1959, 56 years ago, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad embarked upon his Middle East and African tour of the world, coming from the United States of America and being the premier Muslim leader of black people in America. He embarked upon this journey. No, we don't speak Turkish, but I know that you understand this. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. So that is the universal greeting of Muslims all over the planet. And so we extend to our brothers and sisters the greetings of peace, the greetings of assalamu alaikum to all. Yes, all praise is due to Allah. They're sending salams back now. So this is the universal greetings of peace to all Muslims. And so the Honorable Elijah Muhammad's first stop on his tour was Istanbul, Turkey, November 10th, 1959. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad landed in Istanbul, Turkey, and began his journey over there. And then eventually, we talked about it yesterday, talked a little bit about it today. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad, 56 years ago, made Umrah at the holy city of Mecca on December 24th, 1959. He arrived in Jeddah, right outside the holy city of Mecca, on December the 23rd. He also visited the Sudan. He also visited Egypt. And so we're going to do, in fact, I'll do a future Periscope on the tour and put some things up so that we can go in on that. So I said we only had a few minutes left, so I just want to share a few more jewels with us. If you want to see more jewels tonight before we go, I need you to tap them screen. I need to see a multiple array of color of hearts on our screen. If you want to see a couple more artifacts that we dug in the crates and got out tonight to show you some of the great Islam that has come out of the United States of America. Now, Brother Abel, you know we always talk about that Black Family Day in May of 1974, but we were blessed. Look at this. We found, and we just going to have to cover ourselves up, we found the full-page ad of Black Family Day Part 2. You see the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan right there. And this was slated for September 15th, 1974 at 10 a.m. on Randall's Island. And I think that the admission that day was $3.50 for adults and $1.50 for children 6 to 12 years old. And buses leaves from Randall's Island from 125th Street and Lexington Avenue. That is the heart of Harlem. Trust me. So that's a full-page ad from Black Family Day. Now, wa alaikum salam. He says, who are the guest stars? Celia Cruz, Machito, the Delphonics even came back again for a second round. But Black Family Day Part 2 was all of the original family coming together, the indigenous family coming together. Not that they didn't come the first time around, but the message that the minister gave at Black Family Day Part 2 was inclusive of all of our brothers and sisters from Puerto Rico and from Mexico and from our Native American brothers and sisters and all of the cultural scenarios that we find in New York City. And he did an awesome, awesome job. God willing, we will have that message available for you at Savior's Day 2016 in Detroit, Michigan. And so since Detroit?
Yes, sir.
Should they come to Detroit?
I would encourage everybody to come to Detroit to hear the message of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. Savior's Day 2016.
And on that note.
Oh, wow.
On that note.
Oh, wow.
We dug in the crates and we found the progress section from 1974 covering Temple Number 1, Detroit, Michigan. Yes. Detroit, Michigan. And let's take a look. Let's see what Detroit was doing. We're going to open up the progress pages. I'm going to have to work with this now, so y'all bear with me. Detroit had office buildings, Muhammad Speaks newspaper office. See the brother coming out with his bundle on his shoulders. We also had an apartment building in Detroit. The Muslims had owned that. This is Temple Number 1 ice cream parlor. Pretty sure that you could get a nice ice cream cone or a sundae in that place. Let me fold this over so you can see. And Brother Wakil, if you still on the broadcast with us, let me know, man. Type it in and tell me that you still here. Because I know you just had an interview the other day. This is Brother Hasty Muhammad, who was the minister at that time, at his desk. He was the minister of Temple Number 1 in Detroit. And, you said that's pre-bean pie ice cream. I don't know. We might have to do the research. They probably did have bean pie ice cream. They just didn't tell us. Oh, Brother Wakil, that's a picture of Minister Hasty, who you interviewed not too long ago at his desk at Temple Number 1 in Detroit. So since we're going to Savior's Day in Detroit, we felt that this was a good presentation tonight to share with you some of the progress that the Muslims did prior to 75 in Detroit, Michigan. So like always, we just wanted to share a few jewels with you, since hopefully Santa Claus now can retire and hopefully we won't have to see him again. But we definitely know who the Jesus is.
That's right.
And we are the recipients of that power and that life-giving, life-saving message of Jesus. And so we give praise and thanks to the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. So before we go tonight, anybody got any questions for Brother Demetric or myself or anything that you would want to share with the community tonight? Yes, that was in 1974. In fact, September 12th, 1974. It was in the same edition with the full-page ad for Black Family Day, Brother Abel. Anybody have any questions before we sign off for tonight and get prepared for tomorrow, God willing? Any questions before we go tonight? Any closing comments, Brother Demetric?
Just thanks and gratitude, appreciation to you, Brother Minister, for inviting us to the great city of Baltimore. And thanks for all of the brothers and sisters who have spent some good quality time with us tonight here on Periscope. We pray that you've enjoyed Brother Minister Carlos once again digging through the crates, sharing with us that valuable history of the Nation of Islam that the enemies of the rise of black people have tried to hide, obscure, and in many cases delete. And we know the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, he emphasized the value of history and that history would provide a reward for the researcher. And so I bear witness that every time I'm exposed to this history, one of the rewards that I receive is that I'm reconfirmed in my faith in my belief. I'm edified as a believer, and I'm confident that the most honorable Elijah Muhammad and the honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan have taught us the truth, for day by day, week by week, month by month, year by year, all of the teachings of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad and the honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan continue to be vindicated and proven. So I'm grateful to you, Brother Minister Carlos, and all who labor to do this kind of work throughout our nation, for helping us to become stronger and more deeply rooted as believers.
All praise is due to Allah. Thank you so much for being in the city with us. We God willing, tomorrow we're going to blast off and get through this weekend. Sunday, you're going to be back with dispelling the top 10 myths.
Yes, sir.
About the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan and the nation. Can't wait to hear that. And so I'm just overly excited to have my brother with us in the city. I'm going to tell you, last night, he got in on what is traditionally known as Christmas Eve. I told y'all last night that was on. I had to leave. Y'all talking about stay on. Jackson talking about stay on long tonight. And but I had to get to the airport, so my brother made it safely in. And I mean, we went to the room and we just started building.
That's
and
right.
We start going. And we had a beautiful Jummah today. I thank all of the believers that came out. Thank the sisters that provided food for us after Jummah so that we can have our little get together. And but then we start digging into the history, talking about the history. And oh, you said this has been the best Christmas Day gift. All praise is due to Allah. I know that's straight from the heart. And you're right, Brother Abel. This needs to be it is a television show. I got all the editions. I got all the episodes saved. So I know they go away after 24 hours on Periscope, but we do have every edition. And I'm encouraging you, and Brother Nathari, you too. You got to start to use the medium to talk and educate our people. And we can create a Periscope channel and we can put them up into YouTube. Yes, we will put them up into YouTube, and it will, maybe we'll name it something so that each week or each night of the week, somebody got to do a broadcast and it can become like the program guide for that. So let's work on it. Let's throw it around and see how we can do that. And I will help you promote it on any platform that I have, and we can do it vice versa and get this out to all of the Muslims that are the loyal supporters of the digging in the crates situation. I want to look some kind of way. I can identify you, but if you come into Detroit, I'm talking about the loyal followers on this Digging in the Crates episodes. I got a gift for you, a Savior's Day gift for you in Detroit. And if you can't make it to Detroit, I'll make sure I get that into your hands, because I appreciate y'all helping your little brother out in this. So, like always, Brother Demetric, man, thank you so much.
Thank you, brother.
And thank you for joining us tonight on this special edition of the Jummah edition of Digging in the Crates with Brother Demetric Muhammad. It's not the Christmas edition. Sorry, we can't do that. But we thank you so much. Sister Shea Butter, always, you know I got a gift for you, because you've been with me since day one. So may Allah bless you. We look forward. Don't forget, tomorrow, 2 p.m. Make some time in your day. Tomorrow after 2 p.m., we're going to go up Black Dynamite. You already know what it is, brother. You know what it is. Come on tomorrow. We're going to share some of what Brother Demetric is sharing with us just for a moment. Don't look for the whole broadcast, but you'll get enough to get fed and then go out and defend Farrakhan. Thank you. May Allah bless you. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.